The Harvey Lewis episode. He ran 462 miles in 111 hours. He's a school teacher and a backyard ultra legend. He's on our show. He's on our Idiots Go Early.
Well. Have we got an episode for you? Not just a runner, not just an ultra runner, but one of the most iconic endurance athletes on the planet. It's the one, the only, Harvey Lewis.
Today, what's that noise?
Sorry, it is my school bell.
Brilliant way to start the show.
Yeah, right, that's it.
So today on Idiots Go Running, we have Matt and we also have another guy. Matt, do you want to introduce this other guy or should I?
I will. We've got Harvey Lewis on today, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, Harvey.
It was absolutely my pleasure, and I appreciate you guys hanging in there with my technical challenges. So,
Here, anything for you, Harvey. So we'll start off with the first question that you probably get asked all the time. Tell us a wee bit about yourself, Harvey, for anybody who he doesn't read up about backyard ultras. Tell us a wee bit about yourself.
absolutely. So I'm a teacher. This is my classroom right here, and also an ultra runner. And across my lifetime now, I've been running ultras, all different varieties. And I came to really my peak after 25 years of ultra running and winning a couple backyard world championship races. One of those was running 108 hours and 450 miles. And then I broke my personal record this few months ago in October at the world championship again, running 462 miles. But I love all different styles. I really like FKCs and Badwater and all kinds of different formats, 24-hour races, shorter ultras, longer ultras, trail, road, everything. So I don't really like to, I like to really explore it all.
So let's go back to early days, and a lot of people might not know this, but what took you beyond that marathon distance?
I had a family friend. So I think a lot of people, they just kind of stumble upon it. And fortunately, there was a 24-hour race in Minnesota where I was living at the time, going to college. And I was looking for some sort of challenge that really captivated me. And at the time, I was a poor college student working also full time. And I had also, I was a young father. So, like all those combinations, there was no chance I was going to go do an adventure somewhere far away, climb a mountain or something. And I wanted something to challenge myself. So I jumped into this 24-hour race. And I thought I would just keep on running and walking and running. And that's my goal, to just keep moving the whole race outside of just bathroom stops and a couple quick stops for aid stations. And I ran like 81.3 miles, and that was 30 years ago. And then, the neat thing is I almost have doubled that distance. It took me like 25 years to do that. So it's kind of amazing with our sport because you develop your mind and you develop your strategy, and those things continuously can help you. That even at this point in time, I still feel like I can go further in ultra running. And I haven't reached my peak.
And Harvey, just going to jump in here. You said developing your mind. What's more
Yes.
important, your mind or your body for these long distances?
Truthfully, it's really both, because it is the mind, but the mind would arguably be the most important, but you use your mind to develop your body. So your body is like the creation of your mind. So if your mind is there, then you're going to work your body and sculpt your body and prepare your body so that your body is also there. and you cannot, you are somewhat limited in your full reach if you don't use your mind to sculpt your body, because it's all part of the process.
What an answer, Harvey. Love it.
Yeah, I was going to say, just listening to you talk a bit about your journey overall, Harvey, and, Colin and I have been following you for quite some time too. One of the things that I find fascinating is that there's hope for us even at our late start as ultra runners. I mean, I started my first ultra, I ran at age 37. So that was 4 years ago. And, I've been trying to build since then. Colin, I think your first ultra was probably roughly that same age too.
Yeah, I'm up to three 200-mile races, and I'm on the third this year and the 350-mile race. So loving being out there and being out there for as much time as possible.
Yeah. And, on top of that, though, you truly embody the kind of everyman that we aspire to be, so to speak. Everyone thinks like you've got to do this full time in order to be successful. You've got to commit yourself to doing nothing else. And here you are talking to us from your day job. Colin and I both have day jobs, and we're doing our best to train our butts off to get ready for this. And if anybody gets what that is like, it is you. So tell us though, like, training obviously is a big part of getting ready for something big like that. I'm hoping you can give us some wisdom for when it gets really hard. Like it's going to be, I'm going to say easy on day one because we're going to be so excited, have so much adrenaline and energy about this. But like day 4, day 5, when my legs don't want to move when I wake up in the morning, like what is it that you tell yourself on those long multi-day journeys of like, yeah, we're doing this?
Well, honestly, like what you guys are doing is a really amazing, and it's there's power to it no matter what your speed is. Like doing it and finishing it is the ultimate goal, and also raising awareness and raising funds and for research and progress. So it really is. Feel like it really is. You have that that you already have accepted a broader goal. You're working for philanthropy, and when you're doing something like that, that really means something critically to you, it means a lot to you, then you're going to go further than you could have in any other way. So always going back to like thinking about what your real what is you're out there to have a great experience, to have a great time and to build memories, but you're also out there for a cause that's bigger than yourself. So I think when you think about that, it's just, oh, that definitely brings you back to where you really are. But then you could have other things. You could write down, have like little notes from people in your family or friends or people that follow you on the podcast. And then you could put or have them send them into you. You could like take those on the journey and put them somewhere where you can see them possibly. Or you could even at times I like to do something simple like thinking about someone who's a close friend. Now the nice thing is you guys are not doing this solo, so like you guys have each other to also pull to. And so when one person's having a little stronger day and the other person's having a rougher day, like you got each other to also lean on. So I think that's really super powerful as well. And then I'd say like looking forward to the meals at, at the next spot. Like that always makes me happy. Looking
Yeah.
forward to that next meal.
And so, Harvey, a bit like yourself, early diagnosis with MS, I went completely plant-based. I actually went paleo, which means I didn't cook anything. And a dad with 3 boys who all eat varied diets, and you just want them to eat something, it was hard. So now I've now got to the point where plant-based, but for protein, I would take eggs and fish. Food-wise, I was watching the 12-12 on
Hmm.
YouTube,
Mm.
and you started eating a vegan ice lolly. What's or ice like an ice cream? Matt, what would you call it?
We would call it a popsicle.
A
Oh,
popsicle? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We often have to
yeah,
translate from one another, Harvey, with
yeah, that's
uh,
great.
difference
So
here.
in the UK, we call it an ice cream. You guys call it a popsicle. Matt's going to have to learn this when he comes because he's going to be ordering food and they're going to be bringing him weird things. What's your go-to lovely bit of food?
Well, how many miles do you guys plan to run a day? And how long do you plan to move each day?
So our plan is to do 35 miles and our pace, Matt, how do you feel about the
We're
pace? We're
so
talking
we're gonna be jeffing in order to really kind of, do active recovery and hopefully be able to move pretty evenly throughout the entire, event. So that's 10, 11 days, and that's gonna put us at around 8 to 10 hours on our feet each day, most likely. So a lot of time on feet.
Yeah, so that translates to you really have to eat a lot of food. And I mean, for you guys, maybe that's like 7,000 calories. So, yeah, it's a never like from the Appalachian Trail going for the FKT there. Yeah, that was my first exposure getting into a long journey like that. And basically, like you can't eat enough food to uh get it's like your body is going to be in some small level of depletion probably because it's hard to consume 7 or 10,000, 8,000 calories a day. So what I found is you want to be eating like when you wake up in the morning, you want to eat basically the food is so critical. Like you need the fuel to go. So really when I'm training, I'm aiming to put the healthiest calories into my system in terms of like getting like lots of fruits and vegetables and whole whole grain like beans, nuts, things that are overall very healthy. But when I'm doing an event where you're going for 8 hours, 10 hours a day, then you're gonna be drinking like, yes, electrolyte drinks, but also like sugary Coca-Colas and sweet tea and anything else that you can like absorb quickly. That's amazing. But also, yeah, having like some of my favorites were oatmeal in the morning with like blueberries and chia seeds. And I also really liked like getting some sort of like pasta. I liked they in America we have pasta. It's like made from like lentils or chickpeas and like ruse like pasta sauce or get a really good pasta sauce. That's really nice to eat on the trail. Like I find it's just easy to like eat that and it's like a lot of calories and it's also if you get like the pasta made from like lentils or they have all different sort types of like really nice pastas you can get. They have both the fiber and proteins in it. Yeah, and also edamame pasta. There's even that sort of pasta too. So like any of that could be amazing. You could even substitute that for like fish. Like that would be really nice. And then certainly like noodles with like a brothy sort of noodle soup. That can be amazing. Uh, Finding like even another thing I would eat sometimes in ultras is like some sort of vegan mashed potatoes with mixing that with some vegetable broth because then it's easier to eat. But again, it's like when I'm on the Appalachian Trail or a FKT effort, like you guys are going for a long journey, then I would be eating potato chips and just mm, cupcakes, everything, massive cookies, just things that are appealing to you and that you can eat because you guys have to eat a lot. And so, I mean, it's just you'll be thinking that, strategically that all on the journey, you're going to be consuming calories. It's critical.
Hey.
I hate to say
Hey.
it, but I can't hear you. Oh,
What do you mean?
I can hear you now. I don't understand why it's doing that. It's bizarre.
It just shows the perseverance of ultra runners. I think this is what this is really showing.
That's part of it. Yeah, you gotta just troubleshoot. I feel like there's a metaphor in this whole experience for everybody here for sure.
Harvey, thanks so much for your insight into your food. What's that one wee piece of food that you just love? The one piece of food.
Mm. Honestly, I don't feel like I really have like just one thing. I love food. I'm like I eat like an animal. I love food so much. And it's what motivates me to run half the time. I used to be really chunky kid growing up, like Chunk and Goonies. And yeah, so I mean, I run for the food. No doubt about it. That's one of my biggest motivators is like thinking about where's the food.
My brother, who you haven't met, Andrew, I convinced him to do a 100-mile race, and he was just focused on the aid stations. He was just, I get to go to these aid stations and they give me all this food. That was his drive. Every
Right?
event we go to, it's like,
Oh yeah.
what are they serving? Matt's flying over from Ohio, and in Ireland, it's the Emerald Isles. It's green, which means we
Right.
get a lot of rain.
Mm.
Advice on running through the rain. What should you do and what shouldn't you do when you're running through rain?
And what month are you guys running in again?
Well, it's the summer in Ireland, but trust
So it'd be
me, it
July.
rains in Ireland.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know I've
yeah,
been
it's
there.
just
Yeah, I know Ireland. So also I want to know, are you guys having any assistance along this journey, or is this like without assistance?
so we are currently working on 3 crewmen. We have a crewman in the beginning, and then we switch over to a guy who I met at a marathon one time back in the
Mm,
day, and
mhm.
I have stayed friends with.
That's
And
great.
then another guy who I ran 100 miles with, who I've also stayed friends with.
Yeah.
And one to finish one off is a crewman that we used before. So 4 brilliant guys, all in the running scene, all in the endurance scene. So that's our four people that will assist us throughout this event.
Well, that's important too. And how often can they access you?
Anytime, so they'll have a vehicle, so anytime they want along the main roads. There's a few windy roads. Being with Ireland, you've seen how narrow some of the roads get, but 90% of the way they'll be able to access us.
And so you guys are running on the road
Yeah.
for the most
The
part. Okay.
quickest route.
Sure. So now I definitely would say you guys probably both have experience running on the road, but I would say this kind of goes with all that is that that's like your number one danger in this whole journey is getting hit by a vehicle. So you have to, be I'm sure you already have this plan, but super cautious facing the traffic and like also with your crew vehicle where they position themselves and just having like extra precaution. I almost got hit by a car last week. And it was, yeah, I have been running like to and from work for like 30 years. I've never had an issue, but I like almost got it last week because it was a situation where there's this road called Columbia Parkway in our city where the road is like really like 55 miles per hour, but it has traffic lights and the light had changed and it was red. So one car just like went through it the last part, and then even they went through like the red light, and then I was like, okay, it was dark out, and I like just was like, okay, I was going forward because I didn't see any car for like 50 meters, and I go out. And I look and it was like 35 meters away. There's like a car going like 55 miles per hour and like they went straight through the red light and I had to sprint and they missed me by about 3 feet. So I think that's a cautionary tale to you guys is like on this journey when it's raining, you have to be really so careful and cautious because there might be some areas where you don't have much of a margin. And so, I mean, even that's the first thing I would be thinking about with the rain is like rain reduces visibility and people won't be expecting to see you. So you need to have like reflective gear and Really, I would wear something like one of those that you're required to wear in like some of the races, like Badwater, and also have like really exceptional lighting. And if you're probably running at daylight, I imagine, right? Yeah, that's gotta be one of your rules, or if it is that you happen to run in one of the evenings, you're gonna have, like, some extraordinary amount of lighting, but, you might even decide to put some like, you're gonna have even during the day, you have to have, like, one of those visibility, like, sort of, your required gear that we wear in a lot of these races at nighttime. I would say, like, you wanna definitely have something like that because of the danger of getting hit while you're running along the road for that long of a journey. But, and then you're tired, so you're like, sometimes you don't make as quick of like, I was also tired that night, so I was like not looking out 100 meters to see if like I was just assuming the car was gonna stop. It's like the light already changed like seconds ago. It's like 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Our lights turn green. So it's just important to really be cautious. But then, I would say, like, your feet are, like, the next thing to take care of, and with the rain, I would say, like, it's I like putting, something called squirrel nut butter on my feet, for anti-chafing before I put my socks on. I always do that. And when I was running Appalachian Trail, it was really challenging. The first 5 days, we got monsoon rains. So I literally was changing my shoes, my socks, like, as often as I could, like, literally, like, every 4 hours, just rotating new shoes. And after I got beyond that first 4 or 5 days, I had 0 issues, like, I couldn't believe it, like, I could do anything to my feet and it wouldn't get blisters. I mean, it was just nuts. But I had developed these calluses like I've never seen in my life and I've never had since. So it's like the calluses you can develop pretty quickly, but I say taking care of your feet is critical. And I had a venture where I did like a 10-day journey running in India, and I didn't do an amazing job with my feet. I was like, oh, it's no big deal. I didn't have the squirrel nut butter back then. I was even running Ironman races at that time. So I was like, oh, I'll just wear my shoes with no socks. I'm invincible, no big deal. And like by day like 3, I started to have blisters inside of blisters. And it was so miserable. By like the last several days, I could only walk, and it was like walking on glass. So it's really your feet are so critical to take care of your feet. And then I say from there, the next big thing is like getting like so chilled because it's just, especially if you get any rain like in Fahrenheit that's around 38 or below 40 degrees. I don't know that you'll do that in the summertime, but it's just when you get hours and hours of exposure to that cold rain, like in the Barkley marathons, that's a common place where you get that cold, frigid rain, and it's just so brutal. So you want to be as comfortable as possible for as long as possible. So you're probably gonna want to have a couple rotations of definitely amazing rain jackets. They're not just the rain jackets that are like water resistant, but like actually mountain rain jackets. And then also have like maybe, I don't know, it's gonna be maybe warm enough that you're not gonna want pants, but you might want to have a couple like rain pants. They are really good rain pants because man, it is just like priceless when you're warm. It's like a game changer. Yeah. So that's my wisdom to you guys with that one.
Harvey, thank you so much because in Ireland we can get every season in one day. You wouldn't believe it. I've seen days where it's been sunny, rainy, and snowy. I've got a question. You were saying whenever you get shivery and cold, we've hit that point. How do you reverse it and fix it? Can you?
Yeah, it's tough. You can for sure. Like one would be like trying to dry out. So you gotta get your body dry if you can. It's a big thing. Another thing is like you could one of those. I love this piece of equipment. It's so inexpensive and it's so like powerful. Or like buffs. So like you lose the most amount of heat out of your neck and also your head. So if you can like warm your neck and your head, then you can heat your body up. And so, yeah, movement is important too. Like as soon as you stop and you're just sitting there, you're going to get cold. But if you're moving, you're more likely to be warm. So it's like in Barkley marathons, because you're trying to like, it's crazy because you're going up the mountain and you're overheating. It feels like a 90 degrees, and then you're going up at the top of the mountain and you all of a sudden getting cold, and then you run down the backside, and if you feel like it's 20 degrees and you're like, God, it's so freaking cold. So you like putting the buffs, I'll tuck the buffs into my shorts, my compression shorts, and then I like will you know put them on or off. And I think that's a nice thing to have are the buffs, because they're just so convenient and it's like easy to carry in a pack or in your shorts or whatever. And then also, getting into like the crew car, if you have that accessible, like that's a great way to warm up and getting some food. Might be that you need to have a little power nap in a sleeping bag and then get back out and then get going again. So like you can definitely heat your body. It just needs movement, calories, and get dry.
Hopefully we won't need that.
Sleeping, you mentioned power naps, and you're kind of notorious for being able to fall asleep almost immediately. Like if you could infuse us with the wisdom on how to do that, because, even through the day, I had envisioned possibly doing a 10-15 minute power nap in the middle of, we hit mile 20 and now's a good time to rest a little bit and eat a bigger meal. Any advice for the quick sleeping?
Well, honestly, so you're thinking you're gonna take a nap somewhere like in the middle of your day, like kind of 2/3 of the way through your day. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah, honestly, I would have to say that it would have to be like a case by case feeling. What I mean by that is like when I was on the Appalachian Trail, I don't even think I could take a nap in like the middle part of the day. Because you guys are going for like 8 or 10 hours. Maybe you'll feel tired, and if you're feeling the tiredness, then take advantage of it. In fact, if one of you guys are feeling tired, take advantage of it. Like let that person sleep for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then wake them up. That's great. No worries. But if you're like not feeling sleepy and you're just like, I think you want to take a break in terms of eating, put your feet up. But and you might just close your eyes and lay there, even if you don't fall asleep, it's okay. Like that would be fine too. You might decide to do that. But otherwise, I wouldn't like try to force a nap if you don't really feel like you're in a position to fall asleep. And also, you might be like consuming like Coca-Cola or some sort of like drink that has caffeine in it. That might make it harder to fall asleep too. So, maybe, yeah. And, you definitely want your sleep at night. Like it would be really amazing if you can get 7 or 8 or maybe even slightly more than that hours of sleep at nighttime. That would be amazing. But in the daytime, I don't feel like you guys need to necessarily have sleep. But if you have the opportunity, take advantage of it.
I like asking the idiotic questions. What is your most idiotic moment when you've been out running?
Oh, geez, that's a great question. I would have to say there's been quite a few. One time when I was on the Appalachian Trail, with my friend Greg Armstrong, who's a great friend of mine, and we eh, we were running along this trail, and I heard this tree starting to fall. Like we heard the cracking happened. And I actually like about a year or two before that, I narrowly escaped death again from a tree falling in one of the neighborhoods of Cincinnati. It just so happened to be a crazy experience where it had rained a lot the day before. And so the roots of this gargantuan tree had gotten rotted, and it was just weakened over time. And it just so happened myself and Franklin Baker and Carrie Lee, two other runners, we were running underneath this big giant tree as it started to come down. And we like literally sprinted and we missed getting hit by that tree by probably like 15 or 20 feet. And as it was coming down, like I'm telling you guys all my 9 lives here, I was sensing that we might get hit because we couldn't tell how far out the branches were going, which were coming down with the trunk of the tree. So I flash forward to the Appalachian Trail. I was there with my friend Greg Armstrong, and I hear this tree cracking. It was one of my fears after having that experience being on the Appalachian Trail. Is kind of fear of like a tree falling me, and which is doesn't sound like it's a very rational fear, like it's a small chance of that happening. But nevertheless, this tree is falling down. So literally I'm sprinting. My friend Greg, he's also running. And I like dove on the ground. Like, I mean, I looked like I was coming into home base, home plate. So that, and I think the tree missed us by like probably 100 feet or whatever. It was way off and somewhere else, but I felt like it was nearby. So if I had a video of it, it would probably look funny at the time because the way I reacted to the whole situation was a little zealous. But that's one of my sort of experiences. But believe me, I've had 1,000 experiences that are could be probably framed that way.
My last question would be, if he could teleport to mile 320 of our run to motivate us, what would he say screaming to us from the side of the road or running alongside us?
I don't think I would want to join you guys. So I couldn't shout at you. I'd love to join you for a segment. So, but yeah, it's certainly like, yeah, I mean, I have to be sort of embedded in the moment, like I kind of like there are certain times I just have a sense of what to like say to the person at the time based on like what their emotion is like giving me. So, it's like that would be kind of important to see. But I would certainly just that point in time, I'll be there celebrating in your achievement.
Have you one last piece of advice for us missing the Malin runners?
Well, I think it's so cool that you guys are teaming up and you guys doing this together is super powerful. And I would say uh, your timeline, like it, it would be nice if you have a little time to acclimate, Matt, like before you guys start the journey. And it would also be nice if you guys had a little bit of time afterwards to like celebrate the journey. And but also yeah, you can get into that mode where it's like there's a little bit of suffering going on, and we start to think ourselves forward and be like, man, I can't wait till I finish this. But remind yourself that like to be in the moment and to really just pause, and when there's an opportunity to like walk 200 meters to see something that's looks something amazing, maybe it's a tree or a view or a vista, uh do it, like, because it's more important to have that moment, have the connection with the people you're going to encounter along the journey, and to talk to people, to experience those highs, even if it takes you a little longer on the journey. Like, I always found that like climbing up to the fire tower and seeing that vista or whatever it is that is along your journey, it will mean more in the end than necessarily how fast you do it.
Harvey, that was brilliant, and thank you so much for coming on today. And you mentioned about Matt coming over and getting acclimated before we start. I am picking that this guy is a legend. Not only does he have MS, not only is he flying over to run with me, which is a big mistake. I'm picking him up from Dublin on the 28th, and we start running on the 29th. But Harvey, look, thank you so much for coming on today, for chatting to myself, for taking the time out, for having so many hiccups and still still getting through it. It's been lots of fun, and you are an absolute gentleman, Harvey. Thank you so much.
You guys are amazing, and really, it's double back to you because you guys really appreciate your patience with my technological glitches here, and it's great to feel your energy and to just be a part of this community with you guys, and to go after it, go get it. It's exciting.
I will do. And Harvey, I will keep following you. I will keep following your journey. And who knows, I aim one day to do a backyard ultra. And I might text you for a bit of advice if that's okay.
Sure, by all means, and as well, Matt. Oh yeah, definitely great connection, you guys. I look forward to seeing your journey as it goes through all the beautiful areas of Ireland. Wow.
This wasn't just a conversation about miles. It was about mindset, about patience, about staying in the fight when quitting would be easier. World-class endurance, world-class humility. Harvey, thank you